Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Health by Heather Hirsch. Today's a really special episode. At the time this video is uploading, it is Monday, October 18th, 2021, and that is World Menopause Day. Now you may be thinking to yourself, what? There's a day for menopause? There is. Nowadays there's a day for everything, but it is really exciting that there is a day for menopause because I think it helps us to talk about the subject and bring awareness to menopause. So in this week's video, I'm going to give you 3 big facts that I really think are really important. That if you walk away knowing nothing but these 3 facts, it's going to be really helpful for you to know how important menopause awareness really is as we head into, the next year, 2021 to 2022. So without further ado, let's get right into it. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Dr. Heather Hirsch. I work at the Brigham and Women's Hospital in Boston, Massachusetts, and I'm faculty at Harvard Medical School. And it is my esteemed pleasure to do menopause consults. And here on the channel, I like to be able to drop little pieces of information about menopause here and there so that you have a lot of information at your fingertips. If you like this content, please like and subscribe. It's free to do so. You can always change your mind. And if any of these videos are really helpful, please feel free to share along to a friend. The first is that 75% of women will have symptoms. That's all you need to know. 75% of women will have symptoms. That is not an insignificant amount. 75% is 3 out of 4 women. And it's really important to know that it's most likely that you're going to have symptoms because of a few things. One of those reasons being that a lot of women start to feel different or not like themselves. Now, these symptoms of menopause can start in perimenopause, even if you're still menstruating, or if you don't get periods anymore because you've had your uterus removed, an ablation, or an IUD, it might not be on the top of your mind. And this vague change in how you feel may be the symptoms of menopause, and it catches a lot of women by surprise. Women are saying to themselves, I'm too young for that. That certainly can't be it. I always hear, do I have a virus? Am I sick? Is it stress? And a lot of times it is those things as well. But it's also likely that it's symptoms of your hormones changing. And what hormones change? Well, your estrogen decreases, your testosterone decreases, and those big shifts are really important because they control so many different organs in our body. So of course, we all know the main symptoms are hot flashes or vasomotor symptoms. That could also translate into night sweats, heat intolerance. It doesn't have to be this, flushing that you kind of hear about as traditional hot flash. It can also be symptoms of insomnia, not being able to fall asleep or stay asleep anymore. A lot of anxiety or mood changes is often the very first subtle hint that this could be a symptom of menopause. It could also be changes in your pelvic floor, so either dryness or pain with intercourse or pain just with sitting or standing or frequent urinary tract infections. It could be rare things like fatigue or brain fog, even vertigo. There's lots of uncommon symptoms, and since 75% of women are going to have symptoms, you could be experiencing these and not even know that that's what it is. I want to put in a little plug here. I have a TikTok account. I'm at Heather Hirsch MD, and some of my most viral videos have been on the uncommon symptoms of menopause. So if you haven't downloaded TikTok, or if you do, definitely check those out. I want to know from you, what was the very first symptom that you had in menopause? Drop a link down below because I think it will really help this community know if it was something rare or more uncommon like joint aches and pains, vertigo, nausea, or if it was something more common like hot flashes and night sweats. The second thing you need to know for World Menopause Day 2021 is that the average length of symptoms, get ready for it, is 5 to 7 years. So putting fact number 1 together and fact number 2 together, 75% of women on average will have symptoms that last 5 to 7 years. This is really, really crucial just to know this right off the bat because so many women suffer needlessly for way too long. Now, there's no way to know if you're going to have symptoms for 1 year or 5 years. It's really important to know, though, that the average length is 5 to 7 years. Now, about 10% of women will have symptoms less than that, and 10% or so of women will have symptoms that last even longer than that, almost for the rest of their life. It's really, really so disheartening to see culture and society tell women to push through it, or it's their fault, or they just need a better diet or a better exercise regimen, and then these symptoms are going to go away. When the truth of the matter is that a lot of this, I believe, is really genetically prone, and there is no way without a crystal ball to know how you are going to do and how long those symptoms are going to last. So that's really helpful, because a lot of women keep thinking it's going to get better, and it doesn't. And suffering for that long can actually take years off of your life. You know, the less you sleep, we know that the shorter your lifespan is, and certainly we all know the hazards that stress can play in our lifespan, as well as poor eating habits and not exercising, all which can come along with symptoms of just not feeling well, not sleeping, and otherwise really not living your best life. Now, there's many different options at menopause, and it's not that everyone needs to do X, Y, or Z. On this channel, I do talk a lot about hormone therapy, so I'm gonna link a playlist I have here on hormone therapy, just because I do think that while that's not for everyone, it certainly is much safer and more effective than you probably thought that it was. I also have a masterclass that I have totally revamped from my old prior course, and I'm so excited to share that with you. If it's something you're interested in, the link to the application is down below, and I'll tell you a little bit more about it at the end. Lastly, the third big thing I want you to know for World Menopause Day, if you take 3 facts away from this, is that greater than 50% of women have genitourinary symptoms of menopause. So genitourinary symptoms can mean things like vaginal dryness, pain with intercourse, pain with sitting or standing or feeling like sandpaper, burning with urination without having urinary tract infections, recurrent urinary tract infections, even weakening of the pelvic floor, which can lead to potentially things like nocturia, which is getting up in the middle of the night, have to urinate a bunch of times, incontinence, and or maybe even causing symptoms of prolapse. So the research shows that greater than 50% of women will have this symptom, but personally, I think it's probably much larger than that. The reason is even if you can't feel any of those things, as you lose your estrogen, the pH in the vaginal tissue is absolutely going to change. It's going to become more basic and less acidic, and the cells that usually make lubrication and keep things moist really kind of take a hiatus. Now, I have a wonderful playlist here on the safety and use of vaginal estrogen products, because I cannot recommend them enough, and are really truly safe for pretty much every woman, despite what you might think about any kind of medical history. So definitely check that out. We also know that this is chronic and progressive. What that means is that it's not magically going to get better with time. So we said that 75% of women have symptoms that last on average 5 to 7 years, and sometimes symptoms like hot flashes and night sweats can resolve and get better. But genitourinary syndrome of menopause does not improve with time. So if you're already having symptoms or you want to be proactive, it's really important to know the data and the facts and the safety of products that you can use, including vaginal estrogens, as well as lubricants and moisturizers. But if you really want to keep that tissue healthy, you're going to want to look into the use of vaginal estrogen. So check out my playlist that I have on genitourinary symptom of menopause. Thank you guys so much for watching. Because it is World Menopause Day 2021, please like and share this video across all of your platforms. This is 3 really easy, really obvious facts that all women should know. This should be basic information that women should be armed with. Now, if you're particularly interested in hormone therapy, I do have a masterclass. The link to that is down below. It's called the Reclaiming Menopause Masterclass, where I take women who are feeling symptomatic, interested in hormone therapy, but feel confused or stuck with their provider, and I take them to becoming symptom-free, empowered, and educated to be able to have the conversations with their doctor to get what they need right where they are. The first cohort of women absolutely did amazing. It knocked my socks off. I know you're gonna love it, so definitely check that out below. I also listed some of my other favorite videos I'd love for you to check out and spend some time today on World Menopause Day doing so. I absolutely love this community. Please leave a comment below. Let me know if you have any more questions about some of these really basic facts and why we don't have this information just readily available for women and what you think we could do about it. I love this community and I thank you so much for subscribing. Have a wonderful week and I'll see you again next week for a brand new video. Bye everyone.